Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Okay.
Good morning, Morningside. Let's get up on our feet. You guys ready to praise? Come on, put those hands together this morning. You make the darkness run and hide. You bring the broken back to life. Only you can, only you can. You make me free from every chain. You fill my heart with songs of praise. Only you can, only you can. Jesus, you're the only reason that I'm even breathing. I am wide awake. My heart beats only for your glory. My hands reach up for you to hold. My soul sings, Father, you are holy. My feet dance to rhythm, to rhythm. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. You left the glory of your throne to bring this runaway back home. Only you can, only you can. You give me love, you give me life, you keep me dancing through the night. Only you can, only you can. My heart beats only for your glory. My hands reach up for you to hold. My soul sings, Father, you are holy. My feet dance to rhythm, to rhythm. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. Oh, every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. All right, calm down. Jesus, you're the only reason that I'm even breathing. I am wide awake. You move me, your freedom is consuming. I feel it rushing through me. I'll never be the same. My heart beats only for your glory. My hands reach up for you to hold. My soul sings, Father, you are holy. My feet dance to rhythm, to rhythm. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. Oh, every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. Every beat is calling, every beat is calling out your name. Amen.
For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. God has a purpose and plan for your life that is good and perfect. And God doesn't want us to find purpose in earthly things that will let us down every single time, but to find purpose through Him. That's what that song is about. Jesus, you're the only reason that we're breathing, and my heart beats only for your glory. God gave us life and a predetermined purpose to worship Him in whatever we do. And if we are faithful to Him and His word, then God will return that faithfulness tenfold, because the goodness of God knows no bounds.
Never fails me. In all my days, I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head, I will sing of the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I love your voice. You have led me through the fire in darkest nights. You are close like no other. I've known you as a father. I've known you as a friend. And I have lived in the goodness of God. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. 'Cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Oh, 'cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. Oh, yeah. 'Cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Yes. 'Cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. Oh, 'cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. With my life laid down, I'm surrendered now. I give you everything. 'Cause your goodness is running after, it's running after me. And all my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, oh, I will sing of the goodness of God. I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna sing. So my life you have been faithful. And all my life you have been so, so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God. Oh, I'm gonna sing of the goodness of God. Dear Heavenly Father, we give you thanks and praise this morning for this opportunity to come before you and to glorify you in song and to glorify you in word, Lord. As the word speaks this morning, let it touch the hearts of all those that are here, and let it bless those that are in your presence. We just praise you. We thank you. We love you, Lord. In your precious name, we all say, amen.
Good morning, Morningside. Good morning, guys. Seniors, I'm going to have you actually scoochy poo so that I can speak, actually not be up there, so that I can talk better to them. So if you want to, this is where I'm going to be. So if you want to move your chairs so that my back isn't facing you, that would be great. And don't drag the chairs across the floor, just pick them up. All right. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I had actually more than a few weeks ago, actually a while ago, juniors and juniors. Where are my juniors? Where are you guys so I can see you? Okay, all right. I had my juniors and my seniors write down questions that they had, either about social situations or questions that they maybe had from the Bible. And I told them that I was going to use them for a project. The project was actually speaking in chapel and answering their questions in front of everybody, because my idea was that if they had questions, well, then probably you guys did too, so that it would be appropriate for everyone. The one thing that I will caveat with all of this is when I asked them to write these questions, the Charlie Kirk assassination had just happened, so if you keep hearing the Charlie Kirk thing, it's only because that just happened. But I think that the answers, or the questions that they asked and the answers that I'm giving, are poignant or good for other situations, not just Charlie Kirk. So I'll give you that caveat, and then I will start. So, okay. Good morning, Cameron with a K. How are you? All right, so first question. This person wrote, and there's no names on these. I don't know who wrote these. This person asks, at what point is it immoral or unchristian to not mourn or feel empathy for a person's death? So is the limit Hitler, or is it a poorly normalized, I can't read the word, anyway, or another person? And if someone mocks other people's death, is it immoral to not believe mocking them as well is wrong? Okay, so I did write notes on these, so some of it is just me answering them, but some of them is also my notes. So I'll read my notes. I did say, so this person asks, is it immoral not to mourn or feel empathy? Okay. My opinion is this. My opinion is that feelings are feelings, right? Not necessarily help how you feel about a person or a situation. So there's feelings and then there's choices. So just because I feel like I want to stab somebody in the face with my keys, that doesn't mean that I'm going to do it, right? So just because I feel like something doesn't mean that I have to act on those feelings. So the feelings are legitimate. However you feel is how you feel. It's the action that comes afterwards that's important. So I don't necessarily act on my feelings. I can like someone, I can feel like I like someone one day, and then find them annoying another day. I mean, that's a normal thing, right? That's our feelings, but we don't necessarily act on how we feel all the time. Feelings alone are fickle and they change all the time. Jeremiah 17:9 actually says that the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. So if you're following your heart, bad idea. If anybody tells you to just follow your heart, bad idea. Your heart is actually evil and wicked. Don't follow your heart, but understand that your feelings are legitimate. So what do we do? How do we tie this into the question she asks about, or he asks about, is it immoral to not mourn or feel empathy for a person's death? I don't think your feelings are moral or amoral necessarily in themselves. If it's somebody that you don't know, and again, like I said, this was all like a Charlie Kirk situation, probably none of you know Charlie Kirk. I didn't know him. Should you feel bad that he was assassinated? I don't know, like, however you feel is how you feel. The situation with this is a little bit deeper. So how we feel, like I said, we are, however, we might not feel some way towards somebody, but we are, however, commanded to love everyone. Love is not a feeling. If you are feeling love, more than likely that's like lust. But when love is actually action. So in the Bible it talks about love is patient, love is kind. So love is action, it's not a feeling. So the Bible commands us to love everyone. And it can command us to love everyone because we have control of our actions. So we might not have control of how we feel, but we do have control of our actions. I can act patiently towards you. I can act kindly towards you. I can choose to do those things, or I can choose not to do those things. So that's why love is a choice. So this is also part of the Great Commission, right? Loving God, loving other people, making disciples. So all of this sort of combined into this question. No, I don't know that it matters if you feel bad about somebody dying, but you should love all people. Does that make sense? We should act loving towards everyone because the Bible commands you as a Christian to do so. I suppose if you're not a Christian, then you can do anything you want to do. But if we're Christians, then we're asked, commanded, actually, like a command from Jesus Christ, red letters, we are commanded to love all people. So again, if somebody, the second part of the question is someone mocks other people's death, is it immoral? I would say yes, absolutely, because mocking is not loving. Mocking is something that we have control over, right? We have control over what comes out of our mouth. So if we mock somebody, is that loving? Well, no, obviously not. So that's something that we do have control over. Would I say that it's immoral? Absolutely, in any situation. All right, question 2. Again, this is sort of tied up in Charlie Kirk. Why, again, these two tie together, that's why I put them together. Why am I supposed to be sad about Charlie Kirk's death? Nobody can tell you how to feel. If you don't feel sad, don't feel sad. If somebody, like any political figure, if somebody dies, you don't have to feel sad. That's not a requirement. I do know that his death had a major impact on Democrats and Republicans alike, but I don't understand why we mourn a man but not others. In fact, we justify others' death as God-giving punishment, God-divine punishment. So I would kind of break it down. It is true that in a political world, Charlie Kirk's, whatever, I'm not going to talk about politics, but you don't have to feel sad about anything. It's not a requirement. Your action is to love all people. So you should act lovingly, but nobody requires you to feel sad. I don't understand why we mourn this, but not others. And it's true, like, why do we have this public sort of mourning over a guy that most of us didn't know, when there are good people, good Christian people, the pastor of a little small church who passed away of cancer or whatever? Like, why don't we have public mourning for somebody who's actually, like, really done great things? It's just the world we live in, right? Charlie Kirk had a platform, and that's why. And not everybody has that type of platform. And I will say, justifying other people's deaths as a God-given punishment, I don't condone that. I'll just say that. Justifying death by any means it's that love thing. We're not called to justify people's death or to say that death in any way is good. I don't know that we're called to do that. I do think we're called to love everyone, action. All right. again. This person asks, why is it always the people that love God the most that die in the most gruesome ways? So I'll just easily say I don't think that's true. I think that when we look for a pattern, we see a pattern. If those of you that are old enough to drive, like if you got your first car, I don't know if you got a silver Toyota Corolla, and you're like, oh, I love my silver Toyota Corolla, and you're like driving around, and you're like, holy cow, everybody's got a silver Toyota Corolla. It's because you're already thinking about it, and so you see that pattern everywhere. It's the way our brain is wired. So to say that it's always the people that love God the most that die in the most gruesome ways, I think it's because you're already thinking about it. And again, this long time ago when Charlie Kirk was assassinated, you're thinking about that, so then like your mind automatically like puts things into that category without you trying to do it. So I don't think that's true. I think that historically, there are actually many godly men and women that died peaceful, beautiful, comforting, nice deaths. I absolutely believe that. I don't know if any of you go to Morningside Church, but Jim Sunderworth, who was our worship leader for many, many years, his mother passed away, and he told the story about she was a sweet, wonderful, godly woman, and she was sick in the hospital, and he sat with her, him and his siblings, and he held her hand, and he was singing to her, and the sun was coming up, and she just went to be with Jesus. And that's a beautiful, sweet thing. So it is not always people that love God the most that die in the most gruesome ways. Saint John the Revelator, the guy that wrote Revelation, John, we know that he lived at least till in his 90s because he wrote Revelation in his 90s. And he was an apostle, an eyewitness of Jesus Christ. So there's another person. We know that there is no biblical account at all of him being martyred. He just grew to be an old man, and he died and he went to be with Jesus. So it's another example. I think to say the people who love God the most die in the most gruesome ways is something that we can't, I also don't think we can prove that statistically. And in fact, I think that if we sat down and we tried to like map out the good Christians and how they die, I think we'd actually find out that more people have just gone to sleep peacefully with their families than have died gruesome deaths. This is the easy one. All right, this person asked, I just bought a new Bible, and I have a hard time knowing where to start. So, easy thing, read the Gospels. If you guys don't know where to start with your Bible, you can read the Gospels. That's Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. If you have the right type of Bible, there'll be red letters. What are the red letters? Does anybody know what red letters in the Gospels or New Testament? Yeah, what? They're the words of Jesus, right? It's the words that he actually spoke. So if you don't know where to start, don't know what to do, then reading the red letters in the Gospels will be a good start. Also, now on your phone, there's the Bible app, the YouVersion Bible app. There are tons, I actually looked when I wrote this, there are tons of like study guides that you can just click on. You can read it from your phone. It'll take you through whatever study. I bet you right now they're like gearing up to do like maybe an Advent thing, so like Christmas, and you could read about that. But all kinds of good stuff on your phone. My seniors know, last year I taught them how to use the Blue Letter Bible. That's another great option. Okay, this question. How did the dinosaurs actually go extinct? By asteroid or by the flood? Because there is evidence of an asteroid hitting the Earth. Obviously, I can't tell you because I wasn't there. And there is no explicit commentary in the Bible, right? There's no Bible story about once upon a time there was a Tyrannosaurus Rex and it got on the ark. Like, we don't have that Bible story, right? We don't have that evidence in the Bible. There's no explicit story about specifically the dinosaurs What did they do? What did they eat? Where did they go? How did they die? I don't know. I do know, of course, that there were asteroids that hit the Earth. We, one time on a flight from California back here, I flew over Meteor Crater out in Arizona, like we could see it from the plane. So clearly there was an asteroid that hit right there. Since this science thing is not my wheelhouse, Ms. Robinson is going to talk a little bit more about dinosaurs.
Test. Can you guys hear me? Yeah. I feel like I'm usually louder than this. All right. I thought, wow, that was going to be a hard question. I'm glad I didn't have your questions to answer. This one's kind of easy. So I titled this Dinos for Beginners. People ask what happened to the dinosaurs. They died. That's it. Okay. So a lot of the times when we try to look for evidence of things that we see in this world, and we try to tie it into the Bible, we do it the wrong way. We got to sit there and we think, where can I find this in the Bible? But you got to actually start with the Bible and then go outward. And that's how you have a worldview that's a biblical worldview. So, when were they on the earth? Start with the Bible. God created land animals on day 6 of creation, Genesis 1:24-25. Why is a dinosaur mentioned in the Bible? Because the word wasn't created until Sir Richard Owen found and named the dinosaur in 1841. The Bible was written a long time before that. The Greek word dinos is terrible and saurus is lizard, so he called it a terrible lizard. They live with man. Dinosaurs live with man, and until sin, they were vegetarian. So your T-Rex could have been your BFF until sin entered the world, and there were about 50 to 80 different kinds of dinosaurs, they estimate, between 50 and 80 kinds. What about the flood? Start with the Bible. Stay with me. Start with the Bible. 2 of every kind, Genesis 6:19-20. The average size of the dinosaur was about the same as a bison. God probably wanted young animals on the ark. Why would they want young animals on the ark? It would be easier to feed them. The waste wouldn't be extensive. Dino doo-doo would be smaller dinos, right? Space would be better, and you're trying to repopulate the earth. That's going to take some time, so you got to start with younger animals. Like most fossils, the dinos were not on those that were not on the ark were rapidly buried in sediment and were fossilized. Guess what we see all over the world? Fossils. Thank you, 6th grade girls. The ark, here you go, gentlemen and ladies, like I that follow the NFL. The ark was 1.5 NFL football fields long. 1.5 NFL football fields long. And it was 4 stories high. So this gym plus another gym. Oh. Wow. A lot different than the nursery rhymes that you saw with a little tiny boat and all the animals sticking out, the head sticking out, right? A lot harder. It was big enough to hold 112,000 sheep, Genesis 6:15. 2 of every unclean and 7 of every clean animal and bird. So there were about 6,744 animals on the ark. Yes, I said the 2 numbers together. My 6th graders handled it well. My high schoolers, not so much. When did they die? This was the question I received. Ladies, thank you. When did they die? Start with the Bible. Job, he lived after the flood, but before Exodus. Why is that important? He describes an environment, quote unquote, cold from the driving winds. From the north came the cold. From the breath of God, ice is made. The expanse of the waters are frozen, dark because of the ice, and into which snow vanishes. Storehouse of snow, hooray, frost of heaven. Who is responsible for this snow and ice? This all comes from Job, chapter 6, 7, 37, and 39. The flood, get this, stay with me, set the stage for an ice age. As the ice age started to recede, that caused also additional climate change. So, where am I going with this? Many animals went extinct during this time, including the dinosaurs. They were thought to have died during this time due to the inability to adjust to climate change. Extinction is the effect of more deaths than births. So what could have caused them to die? Could have been the extreme climate change, extreme hunting, disease, catastrophic events like a meteorite, famine, all different things. So is there any evidence that man actually lived alongside with dinosaurs? Start with the Bible. Job describes the behemoth. Here's what he says. It feeds on grass, strength in its loins, power in its muscle of the belly. Bones are tubes of bronze, limbs are rods of iron. A raging river does not alarm it. It can walk through a raging river. So some people think, oh, he's describing an ox, a hippo, an elephant. Keep your hands to yourself. But he goes on to say that the tail sways like a cedar tree. Not so much like an elephant or an ox or a hippo any longer. Also, there are legends of dragons all over the world. Many of the descriptions fit the dinosaur. People had stories of hunting dragons. As we know, legends are exaggerated versions of some sort of truth. There are petroglyphs. Those are like drawings on the walls in natural bridges in Utah. And there's a carving of the Stegosaurus on the walls of the Ta Prohm Temple in Asia. Logan. Fossils are created from rapid burial. There are fossils all over the world, including the dinosaurs. Flood explains how this is possible. The most recent evidence, I showed this film to my 8th graders, Mary Schwetzler, she discovered soft living tissue in a supposed 68-million-year-old T-Rex thigh bone. When? In 2003. It wasn't a fluke. Since then, there have been more discoveries of living tissue inside fossilized dinosaurs. By the way, I looked it up. The National Institute of Health says blood cells can live for only thousands of years in a mummified tissue. Thousands. But here we have living blood cells. So do you think it changed their view of the age of dinosaurs? No, of course not, it didn't. It just changed their view on how long blood cells can live. Millions of years. So in answer in short, what happened to the dinosaurs? They died.
All right, the next question this person asks, how can someone, and again, remember my caveat, how can someone be murdered for their views and opinions if America is supposed to be a place where we can express our opinion freely? And I will say to that, well, that's probably the reason why you need to care, and actually I'll change that word, probably the reason why you need to pay attention to the murder of Charlie Kirk. Because all he was doing was expressing his views and opinion in an open forum. That's all he was doing. It doesn't matter if you don't like what he said. He's allowed to say it, theoretically, in the United States. That's one of the things that we were founded on. What amendment gives us, yes, Jonathan? I'm sorry, Tristan, what? Yep. We have an amendment on our Constitution that gives us the right to say whatever we want, right? Okay. So, if someone is publicly assassinated for saying what he or she thinks, and it's done publicly so that everyone can see, if you say X, Y, and Z, then you will also maybe get the you might have the same thing happen to you, then we're living in a country that maybe isn't as free as we thought. And so that's one of the reasons why young people, all people, but especially young people, need to continue saying what you think. And you need to continue saying what you think regardless of what other people say. You're allowed to say anything that you want. You need to say it kindly. You need to be respectful. But other than that, you are actually allowed to say anything that you want to say. All right. Next question. I don't know if this is a question. Why do you think, why do you think society is so messed up? This is sort of an easy answer and kind of not an easy answer. I will say this, sort of succinctly. Our society is so messed up because about a little more than 250 years ago, people came to this country and they said, one nation under God. Our Constitution, our founding doctrines, documents, etc., were based on biblical worldview principles. And so from that point on, we moved forward. And unfortunately, as we moved forward, we said one nation under God, but we proceeded to continuously mock God to his face. And after a while, God will give you exactly what you want, whether you're a human being, just single person, or a nation. We know that because you can read scripture, Old Testament. That's what the Old Testament is all about. The Old Testament is all about Israel, God's chosen nation, mocking God to his face and the retributions that they received from doing that. I have a poem that I wrote, well, I didn't write it. I wrote it in the back of my Bible. This is actually a poem that was written, it's carved into the base block of a church in Germany. And this is what it says. It says, thou speakest Christ, so thou, this is the poem, the poet is saying that Christ is speaking to us. Thou speakest Christ our Lord to us. You call me master and obey me not. You call me light and see me not. You call me the way and walk me not. You call me life and choose me not. You call me wise and follow me not. You call me rich and you ask me not. You call me eternal and you seek me not. You call me noble and you serve me not. You call me gracious and trust me not. You call me might and you honor me not. You call me just and you fear me not. If I condemn you, blame me not. This question. Does money grow on trees?
Sometimes I would.
How many say yes? These are all the people whose parents and buy them their basketball, like their $250 money apparently doesn't grow on trees. Once you turn 18, you start to discover that actually money doesn't grow on trees. It's coming, I know. Yes, paper is made from trees. These girls, yes, okay, all right. Is our actual bill money made of paper though?
Yes. No.
Yeah, it's like I think it's like all kinds of stuff, so it doesn't break down.
It's more of a fabric than a paper.
Yeah, it's more fabric than paper. Okay. Okay, again, remember my caveat, but I think the point is oh, that's it. Actually, that's it. Yep, that's it, guys. Okay, all right. More questions for next time? Stay put, guys. Stay put. I think we'll have some.
All right, we have a couple announcements. Couple of announcements.
Hi guys, so high school, as you know, homecoming's coming up. You can purchase your tickets, they're in the office. $40 for a single and $75 for a double or a couple. And then if you want to run for a homecoming court, buy your tickets this week. And then yeah. Make sure to see Miss Williams and Miss Alfonsi and posters for Severe Week around the school. For school, you can participate. There's a that's all. Thank you. we wanted to say thank you for helping with the canned food drive so much. You brought in 934 cans in total, so we passed our school goal.
Staff student volleyball game during 6th and 7th period. The top 10 middle schoolers playing are Emma Sweetings, Kyle Ellis, Ellie Markin, Logan Williams, Chris Sebermi, Ashley Texter, Serenity Starks, Gianna Doyle, Marissa Bader, Layla E. The top 20 students are Ileana Miovich, Sheldon Buzz, Lena Metcalf, Gio DeGiorio, Jordan Smitek, Carson Miller, Sophia Bennett, Kyler Case, Lisa Tomlin, and Kara Tomlin.
If your name was set for the volleyball game and you don't want to participate, please tell one of us. So, don't just give your spot away because we want to go to the next person that deserves it. And the winning class with the most cans that will get a free period in the gym is 6th grade. That'll be like the week we get back from Thanksgiving break. So one of those things. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I swear this is the last one. So teachers and staff, this is actually for you, staff and teachers. I'm going to be sending out an email with all the details about what period 6 and 7 look like tomorrow. Anyway, I'm going to send out the details. But staff members, if you are participating in the pieing event, you may want to bring a change of clothes. You may want to bring goggles, nose plugs. Some people wear a poncho. Okay, whatever you want. Be prepared. Excuse me. Thank you. Also, staff, if you are interested in playing against the students in the volleyball game, respond to my email so I know who's going to be playing. If staff, you are either getting pied or playing in the game tomorrow, you get a Jean Day as a thank you very much from the NJHS on participating in the crazy event. Thank you. I'm so happy. All right, let's see who is prepared today. Noah Pham.
Look at you, Noah. Good job. He's got a nice tight haircut. He needs to shave his mustache.
Noah.
Gabrielle Elon. JP. Mrs. Williams will straighten it out. Ethan Sanchez. No time. You getting all these out of uniform kids, Mrs. Alfonsi? Ethan Sanchez, no time. Esther Morales. Running out of ideas. Isabella Tran. Schubert. All right, don't forget if your name was picked, if you got it, that you need to go see Mrs. Seeger for your Any other announcements? No, we're good. All right.